my first experience with mental health is suffering from depression. It was at its worst stage in 2013 when I missed my AS level examinations. I just missed the exams. I spent about a week in my bed and pretty much I spent a week in my bed and disregarded most of my responsibilities, and then it was from that point on that I knew that I was sick and I had to get help. I avoided all my friends, and that was mostly it. Just stayed in my house and avoided everybody, and missed a lot of school and things like that. I isolated myself away from most of my friends and family, and got into destructive habits, really, of just avoiding people, and also not telling anyone, so keeping a lot of this to myself, which it worked in a cyclical way, so having destructive thoughts and not really voicing them, and then continuing to think about them and making it worse by not telling anyone. Felt like shit. I was very, very critical of myself with my appearance and my attitude towards school and being a high achiever. And obviously, when you're too sad to work, and then you can't work and you can't do well in school, and then that makes you even sadder.
When I was in hospital dealing with my depression, it was a very low time for me. Probably the most difficult part of my experience is probably just learning how to love myself and learn more about myself and not worry about being accepted by others. So I would urge anyone to just love themselves and accept themselves first, and that will definitely help you through any low moments in your depression. There's always going to be lots of low moments throughout your depression or mental health, but there's lots of support available. I found that during my lowest times, I reached out to family and friends, and that definitely helped me. So if you feel like you're suffering from depression or eating disorder, there's always support and people there to help.
So I struggled with depression since I was 14, and when I was 17 that developed into an eating disorder, and it basically robbed me of my childhood. It took away my social life. I hated myself basically, and I think bullying at school and just low self-esteem led me to try and make myself perfect, but obviously that didn't work, and I think it was a really dark time for me. I didn't think I could talk to anyone. I didn't think I could share about it. I was a bit ashamed of it. But I don't know, something came up inside me, and I really had to decide that I didn't want to live like that anymore. I had to get help, and I think my friends and my family were amazing at helping me find the right places and speak to the right people, and slowly but surely I've been on a recovery process that has completely transformed me from the inside out, so I'm really hopeful for the future and everything that's happening with that.
Yes, so my whole life pretty much I've had this sense that I wasn't, that good enough. I wasn't really good enough for anything. And about 6 months ago I actually had to go and see a hypnotherapist for work because I was having insomnia and panic attacks. I couldn't sleep, and he kind of diagnosed me going back to things that happened when I was younger, and that feeling that when my dad left, and he just left me, my brother, my mum, and he went and started another family. And I feel like that feeling of you're not good enough has just kind of leaked into every part of my life. So I've had anxiety over everything, over school, over work. I've had panic attacks over schoolwork, and it manifested into body image issues as well. I had eating problems when I was 16, and then that kind of carried on throughout uni. And then when I fell pregnant, that was actually really, really hard because I had so much anxiety just thrown on me, oh my god, I'm going to gain so much weight, I'm going to get fat, and then I'm going to be a mum, and I'm probably not going to do a good job of that, I'm probably going to have a horrible kid, and I'm probably going to be a horrible mum. And so yeah, for me it's kind of learning to live with you don't have to be perfect, and you are perfect as who you are. And not listening to external things around me and actually having to kind of come to understanding of you are good enough, because that's what the therapist said to me. He said everything is stemming from the fact that you don't feel like you're good enough in any part of your life. Yeah, today I've come to the realisation that I am and I don't really need to feel otherwise.
Yeah, I felt really sad when one of my close friends died from cancer. It was really hard because I never experienced anything like that, and I think you should, in like this type of situation, you should have someone to talk to and just be open with someone so it can help you.
I was diagnosed with depression in my first year of uni. Around that time I think it was just overwhelming. I started uni and had a lot of family issues going on there, and I didn't get into the uni I wanted, so it was just a lot of different things that all came together once. And literally I've locked myself in my room 2, 3, 4 days at a time, just constantly sleeping. I wouldn't eat, just sleep for like 3 days in a row, and I found it hard because I didn't have my family didn't really support me, as they didn't really believe in depression, if that makes sense. They thought like, oh, you're just moody, or you're just lazy, or you just don't want to do anything, you just want to be like that. So it was really hard, but eventually with a lot of prayer and just trying to pick myself up,